Hi everyone, I'm on this site here called Hyperallergic, Sensitive to Art and Its Discontents, and I want to show you this essay by Richard Milazzo, and this is a Jeff Koons retrospective at the Whitney Museum of Art, I think. Let's see, yeah, the Whitney Museum of American Art. So this is Jeff Koons' Play-Doh. This pretty much sums it up, right? Candy colored cartoons. Here's a sheep right here, look. Here's the ear. This is a sheep. This is a fat, sloppy mishmash of non-thinking mush. Looks like it, doesn't it? Play-Doh. Anyway, this is what he has to say down here. It's a bit academic, but that's how the art world is. And I spent many, many years and a lot of my life just very tuned into the art world. And I did find out that most of my favorite painters of the early 20th century were all theosophists. You know, like Paul Klee, like so many of those other ones. Anyway, let me show you this. Okay, Play-Doh. Look, here's the sheep's horn right up here. Sheep's horn, the eye, the ear, the snout. So this is pretty interesting. Okay. Koons' monumental Play-Doh sculpture, the pièce de résistance of his retrospective, there it is, it's the main one, seemed ironically and paradoxically to embodify perfectly the disembodiment his works unabashedly proselytize as an externalization, if not a downright exiling of consciousness. That means that people don't think. Critique is the least of it. Consciousness itself is at stake. And this is ultimately what Koons would like us to sacrifice. Or maybe he's just saying, he's commenting that people have sacrificed their consciousness, their thinking ability. They've just turned into piles of mushy Play-Doh that wants to take candy-colored medications, and this is what it seems like happens. I'm not, well, maybe Koons is pushing it also. Even the assertion of this disembodiment has about it the air of a paradoxical circumlocution, not unlike one of Koons' own many chaotic, if not, or is that quixotic, if not utterly unbelievable pronouncements. Unlike most of the sculptures which encourage our two-dimensional reflections in their endless, shiny, seamless, glitzy, mindlessly glamorous surfaces, yes, because Jeff Koons, that's the kind of stuff he does. He does like animals and, you know, in shiny animals. I'll find one for you before I go. If not utterly unbelievable. Okay. Unlike most of the sculptures which encourage our, okay, seamless, glitzy, mindlessly glamorous surfaces, Play-Doh's relatively opaque surfaces configure this disembodiment, this grotesque amorphousness, this underlying formlessness as an overriding eschatology, a massive apocalyptic suspension of disbelief. But it's not the same formless that certain critics have written about within a narrative that is more closely bound to classical conceptual art, one that is itself soulless and eviscerated of any meaning beyond its own academic tautological impetus. Okay, I don't know what he's saying right there, but I can see someone pushing a shopping cart down the aisle of Safeway that looks like this. Okay, in the same ironic way that Kuhn's early inflatables are related to Smithson's mirror displacements, Robert Smithson, it can be argued that this formless, ultimately highly concocted mound of Play-Doh is related to Smithson's spiral jetty of 1970. You can look that up. It's about entropy, except that Kuhn's is endeavoring to deny or mask and ultimately counteract the effects of entropy, especially evident in the sclerotic dispersal of energy in its own work, by supplying us with the materials, Play-Doh. Well, you know what the Bible says, you have to become like a little child, and probably the satanic, Luciferian, Archon, reptile, Anunnaki, Nephilim, whatever, they want you to become like a little child too, to be pushed around. Okay, to build or construct something. He is always working on our behalf, but this gift, this happiness pill, right? Happiness pill, TV, hypnosis by the media, he is handing us, allows him to treat us ultimately as if we were children who needed to be pacified or medicated, seeing imminence itself when faced with the prospect of entropy as the potential plaything of unhappiness, erosion, disease, and finally death, unless, of course, it is converted immediately into something that is eternally joyful, and by doing so, turning it into something that is, if not eternally, then quite possibly false. Well, however, it's more likely that the formlessness of Play-Doh, I keep hearing playing with dough, speaks perhaps inadvertently or unselfconsciously to a condition afflicting American society in general, and especially Kuhn's own work. Yes, it's reflecting that, and can only be described as a kind of thriving, self-justifying, spectacular infantilism that pushes beyond the long-standing discourse of American innocence abroad with respect to Europe or at home. Okay, well, yes, let's just say it's a symbol of what's afflicting American society. Pushing out consciousness, just wanting to become children and just make a big undefined blob of everything, including themselves. Okay, so let me show you other Jeff Koons work. I've never liked him, ever. Just not my thing, you know. Okay, let me Google him for you. Jeff Koons. Alright, so these are the kind of things that he has done. Balloon dogs, and I guess he's very successful. There's nothing deep or anything about him. Look at this. This is at the Whitney too. Oh dear. Well, do you really want your kids to see this? There it is, Play-Doh. Oh, I can't stand American or culture, period. What is this promoting? Okay, Jeff Koons is ushering in banality, 1988. Oh, that's the name of it, Ushering in Banality. Well, since 1988, okay, yeah. So that was prescient. Sad, isn't it? Wonder how much this went for. What's this? It's kind of kitsch. Oh well. That is great. We all can express ourselves. Jeff Koons made a new sculpture. I guess he made Lady Gaga. Okay, I guess you've seen enough. This is sad, isn't it? No wonder people don't like the Holy Scriptures or words from God, wisdom and things. Because there's, people have shoved out any space in their minds for it. Well, thanks for watching. Many blessings, everyone. Because we're reaching an end. Even people who don't believe that there is a creator or anything, they can see that entropy is happening. And Robert Smithson made this. It's really famous, so at least you know it now. And look, he made this spiral jetty. I feel sorry for the earth, what everybody's... Oh, okay, here's Claude, Christo, and Jean-Claude. These are the ones that I really don't like because they wrapped islands and they put these sheets over things, and they probably killed a lot of microorganisms. You know, birds like to land in this water, etc. That's what they did. Well, this isn't about Christo and Jean-Claude. This is about Jeff Koons. Him. And he ushering in banality, and he did it. So see, Jeff Koons, a retrospective at Whitney Museum. Play-Doh. Walter Annenberg Annual Lecture. Walter Annenberg is a rich newspaper man, I think. Bye for now. Many blessings. It's the end. It's just the end. Look. Play-Doh. Pushed out everyone's spirit, soul, consciousness. Now the devil's going to step in. Bye for now.